guys, today we are going to be looking at some elapsed time problems. So elapsed time is the time between the beginning and the end. How much time is in between those? So here we have Mickey Mongoose, which is a cartoon, begins at 2:35 and it ends at 4:05. How long is the movie? So we have a start time and we have an end time, and we want to figure out the elapsed time. How much time is between them? All right, so I like to start with a timeline, okay? All right, and we're starting, our start time will be at 2:35. Now it doesn't say AM or PM, but I'm gonna assume this is PM because we're not up at 2:35 in the morning watching a movie, I hope. All right, and we're gonna say that it ends at 4:05. And again, I'm gonna think this is PM because we're not watching it throughout the entire day and night, okay? So we want to know the elapsed time. That would be how many hours and how many minutes are between 2:35 p.m. and 4:05 p.m. The way I like to start this first is doing hour jumps. We're going to add an hour each time. So we're going to go from 2:35 to, if I add an hour, what time will it be now? 3:45. Or 35. And that's why this is so easy if we just do hour jumps, because it's really easy to add another hour. If I added another hour, it would be 4:35, and that's past my end time, so I can't add another hour. So once you've done all of your hour jumps that you can do, then you have to go to something that we call a T-chart, and it's called a T-chart because it looks like a lowercase t. And on this side, I'm going to put an H, and the H stands for hours. And on this side, I'm going to put an M, and the M stands for minutes. And the time that I want to go to, the end time, is 4:05. See, I put the hours, 4 o'clock, 4 hours. 05 is the minutes. Where I ended up is 3:35, because I want to figure out what is this time in between 4:05 and 3:35, okay? So I'm going to subtract because I want to know the difference between these two. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to subtract. I'm going to subtract, well, wait a minute. This is 5 minutes minus 35 minutes. These are hours. These are different. Can I take 35 minutes away from 5 minutes? I can't. What I have to do is I have to borrow, just like we do when we do regular subtraction. Only in this case, I'm not borrowing a minute over here. I'm borrowing an hour. Well, how many minutes are in 1 hour? 60. There are 60 minutes. Where can I put that? I'll put it right here. 60 minutes is equal to 1 hour. And you need to know that because when we are borrowing an hour here and we make this a 3, just like we do when we normally borrow, instead of just carrying a 1, I can't do that because I'm not adding another minute. I'm adding how many minutes? I'm adding 60 minutes. So over here, I'm going to add those 60 minutes. I borrowed an hour is 60 minutes. 60 plus 5 is 65. Now, can I subtract my 35 from that? I can, because 35 is less than 65. 5 minus 5 is 0. 6 minus 3 is 3. So I have here, this part of the problem has been done. This is 30 minutes, okay? 3 minus 3 is 0. This is 0 hours, all right? So here I have 30 minutes. Here I have a 1 hour jump. This is an hour jump. This jump right here is 30 minutes. That's what I calculated here, was that 30 minutes. So the elapsed time, the time between 2 o'clock or 2:35 p.m., excuse me, and 4:05 p.m. is 1 hour and 30 minutes. That's the elapsed time. That's the time that happens between this and this, 1 hour and 30 minutes. All right, check your work, walk through it again. Okay, I'm going to be giving you assignments that are very similar to this, and I want to see that you can do the same thing. We do hour jumps until we can't do hour jumps anymore, and then we make a T-chart.